Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang saranang gacchami dhammang saranang gacchami sanghang saranang gacchami. Dear brothers and sisters in Dhamma, very, very good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to express my deep thanks to the Abode here and all the wonderful community of Cambridge Zen Center who have been so lovingly taking care of myself and my assistant, and the atmosphere here has been so positive and so supportive for each other. So I'm very, very grateful to all of you. Thank you very much. And also to Mr. Sanjay and Mr. Pradeep, who got in touch with you and organized our stay here and also this talk. So thank you very much for that. Today I would like to speak on the subject about happiness here and now. That is the most common and the most asked for subject. Normally wherever I go, they prefer this subject. Either this one or about overcoming anxiety or facing anxiety. These are the two favorite things. Today I thought, here most of you have been already doing meditation, I suppose, and you are exposed to the teachings of the Buddha in one way or the other. I thought today we will take up one sutra of Lord Buddha and try to understand how he explains about what we have to do in our daily life, so that we are successful people in achieving happiness. That is the most important thing after all. Of all success of getting happiness is really what is needed, and that is important. So today, it will be like going back to 2,600 years ago at the feet of our Supreme Buddha and listening to the discourse to the common people that he was giving. Though 2,600 years have passed, the spirit of the Buddha, the body of the Buddha's Dhamma, that is Dharmakaya, it is there even today, as brightly shining as it was there. So whoever understands this Dharma can achieve the same insight, the same state of peace even today. So that is why we are very fortunate to get it even after such long time. We are very fortunate to have such occasions and such places. Such a wonderful place is created here in this city, and all of you have opportunity to come together often, at least once in a week or twice in a week, or there are quite a number of programs going on here. So to get together as often as possible makes your mind much lighter and lighter, brighter and brighter, and you can explore into your deeper levels. It is very important condition that to get together, sit together, chant together, meditate together. It's one of the important conditions Lord Buddha says for our progress and for our happiness. Sukho buddhanang uppado, sukha saddhamma desana, sukha sanghassa samaggi, samagganang tapo sukho. What is happiness? What is that brings happiness for us? Lord Buddha says in one of the Dhammapada, one of the important books of Buddhist Dhammapada, the arising of the Buddhas is great happiness to the world because they bring the path of enlightenment. Sukha saddhamma desana. When they teach the Dharma, that is great happiness, cause of happiness. Because people start walking and innumerable beings get liberated by this path. So it is surely great happiness. And then Sukha Sanghassa Samaggi. When all the practitioners are together, united, then that is also great joy. Samagganang tapo sukho. And having united, when you practice together, that is greatest happiness. So my dears, you all come together here often. That's what I was telling you, to get together, sit together, meditate together and learn together is great blessing indeed. So don't miss this chance. Don't delay in your life such chances more and more. Utilize more and more such chances. So today I would like to tell you one sutra based on which I will give a little more explanations. Now, there was a person by name Digajanu, and Lord Buddha was living at that time among Koliyas. Koliyas means just just below the Himalayan mountain range, near Sakya country, maybe present-day Nepal, around that place. And this man was a very well-to-do person. He went to Lord Buddha and said, "Oh Lord, we are householders. We are just normal people, and we have families, or we have some works, some jobs to do, and we have to manage all these things, and we have properties, we have things, and we enjoy also, say for example, music, dance and garlands and scents and all these things. So being in such situation, what is the way? What are the things that lead to happiness here and now?" So that was the straightforward question he asked to the Supreme Buddha. So now our Supreme Buddha explains step by step what has to be done. Number one, he says, Uttana Sampada. I'm using the Pali words. Pali was the language of our Lord Buddha. Have you heard about this name, Pali? Yeah, this Pali was common people's language in the time of the Buddha in most of the northern part of India. So Lord Buddha gave his teachings in Pali language, and later on that was translated into Sanskrit, and that when it went from India to China, it was translated into Chinese and then Korean and then to Japanese, and when it went to Tibet, it has been translated into Tibetan. Anyway, we are fortunate to have the Pali teachings still intact, so that we also get to know what exactly the Buddha was teaching. So Lord Buddha says, there is a thing called the accomplishment of effort. That means in your life, don't be lax or lazy. Effort is the essence of Buddha's teachings. There are 37 factors of enlightenment. And out of 37 factors of enlightenment, 9 are efforts. All related to efforts, which are the highest number. So Lord Buddha's path is dependent on effort. So he says, with effort, without being lazy, by skillfulness, do your work well. Earn your living by hard effort. Put on effort. Don't be lazy. Some people think, oh, as a spiritual practitioners, we have to just keep on closing our eyes. No. Lord Buddha says in one of the, as one of the factors of eightfold path, the path of enlightenment, there is a thing called right livelihood. You must have heard right livelihood. So this right livelihood is so important, and that has to be supported by effort. Without any, and he says, with sharp inquiring mind as to the ways and means to accomplish the tasks, you should keep on putting effort and effort. Inquiring mind, this is important. Yes, we have to put effort, we have to earn, but you should also have that inquiring mind. What I am doing now, is it conducive to my progress? Just mechanically working is one thing, or to please somebody, to please the boss or to please the company, and you are working, that is something. Apart from that, you also should question, am I also working in such a way that it is also supporting my spiritual progress? So when you are working, are you doing with greedy mind, hateful mind, or ignorant mind? Keep on asking that question. Do this work with joy, do this work with altruism, that may whatever I do, let it bring happiness to somebody. 1 person, 2 person, 10,000, 100,000. Let it reach to as many people as possible, but let it bring happiness. You can create that motivation before you start your work in your office. You can just think about that. Well, may whatever I do today, let it bring happiness to others, let it bring happiness to myself, and let me not work with greed or hatred, anger, jealousy, or with ignorance. If you forget, then you land in ignorance, because you don't know what you are doing, why you are doing. That is ignorance. So if you are ignorant, then awareness will not come. When there is no awareness, ignorance will come. So awareness supports to remove ignorance, and wisdom will grow, and that wisdom will support awareness. So Lord Buddha says, in your work, put effort, be creative. You know, Lord Buddha was very, very creative person. He worked for nearly 22 hours a day. Nobody has done that. 22 hours of work per day for 45 years. Imagine. Only 2 hours he used to take rest, and that also not a snoring sleep. No. With mindfulness, with full of awareness, just resting the body for 2 hours. Apart from that, he was working and working and teaching and walking from place to place. Imagine, for 45 years he walked thousands of miles in whole of North and Middle India. Now he was very creative, and his creativity is visible in his 84,000 Dharma teachings. Not one or two. Why there are 84,000? Because he had compassion. He went from place to place, and when he taught to each person, he was teaching in such a way that it was suitable to that person's temperament, that person's mentality. So that's why we have so much. So he was a very creative person. And that Samyak Sambodhi, Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, incomparable supreme enlightenment, that came to him not without effort, with lot of effort, with lot of work, with lot of sacrifice as Bodhisattva. He has gone through life after life, fulfilling the paramitas. What an amount of effort he had to put. And he was very creative, very practical. He was very practical. Once, as a Bodhisattva, he was passing by, and there, it is from the past life of Lord Buddha as Bodhisattva. Once he was just a simple fellow, just walking on a street, and there came a wise advisor of king, just going with few people, and they saw one dead rat. And as they were moving, this wise advisor said, if somebody has brain, even they can use this dead rat to make a fortune. And this man, our Bodhisattva, heard it. When he heard it, he started thinking, oh, there must be some way that with this dead rat, I can make a fortune. So he took that dead rat, he lifted it, and he was just carrying it. He was thinking, what business I can do with this? And then, after some few steps, one person said, hey man, I have a cat which is just crying whole day for food. I want to give that rat, can you sell me? Yes, he gave some copper coins and took that rat. So now already some money came. So with this money, now he goes and he buys some sweets and takes that sweets and some water and stands on the roadside and starts selling that. And he gets more money. And then he goes to some this garland makers, florists. They came and they asked for food, and in return he asked for the flowers. And they gave us flowers. He sold the flowers. He made more money. And after that, he met some grass people who used to cut grass and sell the grass. He used to give them these flowers and some eatables, and they said, "What price we can give you?" He said, wait, when I need, I will ask your help. And then came a horse trader with 500 horse. That horse trader wanted to sell the horses. So at that time he needed a lot of grass. So now this Bodhisattva asked all his grass sellers to give the grass. And then he sold to this horse trader and made a big money. And that is how he increased, and he bought gold and rubies. And then came a ship from another country who didn't know about gold and rubies, and he made a deal with that businessman who brought the ship, and they bought it. And not only that, he said when the ship comes and the people come, he will be supplying them food and other things. And that is how he made a fortune within short time. But he was a very grateful person. So he was thinking one day, oh, how could I make this fortune so fast? One is, of course, I worked very hard day and night. I was very creative all the time, looking for new ways. But it all started with that wise advisor. So he went to the court, and he went and he met this advisor, and he said, I'm very grateful to you. Thank you very much. He asked, for what? Because you just said that with this dead rat somebody can make fortune. I took that as a great chance, and I took that rat, and today I am a millionaire. So he gave half of his fortune as gift to this minister, and this minister thought, well, if this fellow can make a fortune out of dead rat, then he must be very special. So why not I marry my daughter with him? So he got them married, and he said he had only one daughter. So he said, all my fortune is also your fortune. So he became a multi-millionaire. And this is how our Bodhisattva, before becoming Buddha, he went through all these situations. He was not a lazy person. He was a very hard-working person. And in the last life, as Samyak Sambuddha, he was even more hard-working. As I told, nearly 22 hours a day he worked. So, effort. There is no other shortcut. The shortest cut is effort. Put effort. That is the best way to reach our goal. Be it in our worldly life or be it in our spiritual life. What is our spiritual life? Moment to moment effort. Isn't it? If you want to practice mindfulness, awareness. What is it? Nothing but constant effort, mental effort. In the beginning you have to put effort, and later on that effort becomes effortless effort. It is just like when you learn driving, when you start driving your car, in the beginning, oh, you have to manage your steering, you have to manage your brake, you have to manage your accelerator, you have to manage your gears, you have to see here, there. Oh, if you are managing one thing, the other thing will be something going wrong. But as you pick up one by one, then you are able to do it more easily. And a time comes, you are driving so easily, even speaking or even chatting on your mobile phone. Some people can even watch their Facebook while driving. So it becomes easy, right? It becomes effortless effort. So in your practice also, it is the same thing. In the beginning, oh, you are trying to manage concentration. Meanwhile, anger comes up, so you have to manage anger. Then greed comes up, then you have to manage greed. Or some other emotion comes up, or other thought comes up. Oh, you have to manage so many things. You have to balance so many things. But it is worth. A time will surely come. Then you are driving very smoothly, without any difficulty. So it is a matter of process. It's a matter of progress. Don't expect it to happen, oh, today I start, tomorrow it should calm down 10 minutes, day after 30 minutes, mind should keep on one object. No, that will not work like that. But keep on working, persistent effort. So that is the first one Lord Buddha explains. The second, he says, the accomplishment of protection. Now, what is this protection? Whatever you earn, you have to protect. You, in worldly day-to-day life, you earn money, you earn properties, you have to protect. Be very careful. Be very mindful how you are using them. Don't be wasteful. So he says, Lord Buddha says, you protect in such a way, in such a wise way, that no thing is wasted, no thing is misused, and it is not in those days taken away by kings. But nowadays, tax. There is tax. Okay, whatever is reasonable tax, pay the taxes, be free in your mind. Don't allow it to be plundered by thieves, or fire, or water, or some unloving, unsuitable heirs to inherit it. So, Lord Buddha gives importance even to such small details. Now, if somebody is not mindful, what happens? That person will not search for the things that are lost. First of all, he says, don't lose your things. And once you have lost it, try to find it out. In material world, in our day-to-day life, don't be negligent. But if you lose some things, different matter, but your effort should be there to find out. In spiritual world, what it means, you also have to find out something. What is that you have to find out? You have to find out that lost mindfulness. You have to find out that lost moral life, morality, moral practice. You have to find out your concentration. You have to find out your effort. Sometimes today you are so full of joy and putting efforts, and tomorrow you are struggling and struggling, and day after tomorrow you have forgotten. Oh, I don't want to do any meditation. I don't want to go here to Zen center or listen to Dharma. You become lazy, you become negligent. Now find out, keep on finding out. That root is important. That is a mental attitude that we are losing very fast, because that is the nature. Things disappear. So whatever we develop, it's easy to miss them. But we should not miss them forever. Find out, build it up again and again and again. Search yourself, find out who you are. You have immense amount of potentialities, wonderful potentialities. Are you not successful people? If you look back into your own life, are you not really successful people? You are successful people. You have been successful already, living with good health till now. Managing to come here shows that you have good health. There are so many people who could not manage that. You are successful with your studies or education, your work. You are successful with your management, with your friends and relatives and relationships. Maybe there are ups and downs, but still, if you look back what you have achieved, just start looking what all I have achieved. There are so many immense amount of things. So look into yourself. Don't forget that. You have so many good things. Some are in potential forms, some are little bit activated, some are more activated. So why not activate all? Those which are in potential forms, that also activate. So we have to search ourselves. And then there is another advice given by Lord Buddha. He says, things worn out, things keep on changing. So don't forget to repair them. So in our day-to-day life, our house, our things, our table, chair, windows, doors, everything they start breaking, they wear out. But we have to keep on repairing, managing, replacing. Then you will see your house is so tidy, so in good condition. And that you have to do in time. Yeah? Saves, what is that? A stitch in time saves 9. So that is the thing. In time, if we do, then we can save 9 times. Less work later on, which will otherwise create more complications. So in time. So Lord Buddha gave also, this helps us to manage things in such a way that we use them maximum. There was an incident during the time of the Buddha. Many people came to monastery, and when the devotees came, they used to bring offerings to the Sangha. Sangha means monks and nuns. And they needed robes. 4 things: robes, food, a shelter, and medicine. These are the 4 things that's all monks and nuns need, the basic needs. So these needs are taken care by lay people. Lay people bring and offer. And in turn, the monks and nuns used to give Dhamma. Lay people fulfill the needs, material needs of the monastics, and the monastics fulfill the spiritual needs of the lay people. So that was the harmonious society which used to continue for many, many hundreds of years. But in the present circumstances, there are very less monks and nuns. But what I see here in this beautiful center, there are wonderful people here who are so dedicated and performing even the tasks, many tasks of monastics. Yeah? So you have integrated it. Anyway, one day so many people came and offered robes. And a robe was offered to a monk, and Lord Buddha asked that monk, okay, so you have now taken this new robe, what will you do with the old robe? So then he said, well, I will make that old robe into the inner wear, inner robe. We have 3 robes. One is inner robe, second is this outer robe, and the third one is like shawl, which we can use, or like a blanket, or like a bed sheet, multi-purpose, or like a tent. So the 3 robes are allowed for monks. So he said, well, I will use it as inner robe. Then Buddha asked, what will you do with that inner robe which you have got? He said, that I will use it as my bed sheet, or to put somewhere to sit down, sitting mats. And then Buddha asked, what will you do with that seating mats? And he said, that I will use for foot rub. That means in front of the door, when we come from outside to clean up our feet. And then Buddha asked, what will you do with that foot rub? Then he said, that we will use for mopping the floor, cleaning the floor. And then Buddha asked, so there is some cloth which you are using already for cleaning this floor. What will you do with that? Then he said, that we will just crush with clay, and for the kutis, for these huts, the monks were living in huts. So in rainy season, because of the rain, sometimes the mud plaster used to come down. So he said, we will plaster that. So Buddha said, right, you are my follower. That is how it should be. No wastage at all. And minimum usage. Everything is used to maximum, so that we damage or we use the nature very minimum. So that is the way Lord Buddha has shown us that um, how we should live in this world. After 100, 200 years of our industrial revolution or industrial disaster, whatever you call, now we are speaking about it. Oh, climate, 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 environment, this agreement, that agreement, somebody getting into agreement, somebody going out of agreement. That is what is happening now. And everybody is shocked. Oh, what we have done, apart from just destroying our wonderful earth. So if our humanity, if we take up this approach, okay, I am contented, I am happy with the minimum needs. If we start with that point of view, then the world would be different. The present day world is run by totally opposite approach. It says, I am not happy, you are not happy. To become happy, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. Oh, thousands and thousands of things. Just go to supermarket and you have, go to buy a soap, you have 100 brands. You go to buy another, some juice or something, again 100 brands. How many immense numbers. And every one of them, all the producers, they tell you, you can become happy when you can consume our product. Otherwise, you are not happy. So see the opposite. So contentment is removed in this present lifestyle. But we, as Lord Buddha said, you should have wise inquiry. So inquiry into your own life. Am I falling into that trap of unlimited greed? Keep on checking. It is not that you have to give up things and you have to live like somebody, a forest dweller. No. You are living in this world with all others in a normal way. But look into your heart again and again and see if there is content.